Well, I'm the one that always asks about Taman, so I'm assuming that he's kind of getting back into things considerably more.
Yeah, he's in some of the non-contact things along those lines and just trying to get his conditioning up again. So we don't anticipate he'll be out a lot longer, but we're going to continue to prioritize his health and best interest. And right now he's getting reintegrated back into our process.
Early in the summer, we spent just kind of conditioning, getting the playbook down. What's sort of the feel with this group now in terms of playing together, getting more in a flow of practice?
Yeah, I feel like guys, as they build relationships and understand the work habits that we demand in our program, they continue to elevate their confidence and how they play and get used to each other's games. So, I think that's been a positive. I think you can see our guys continuing to grow together as a group, and I think both offensively and defensively that unity will benefit us.
Deshaun transfers in after having his best season of his career at Charlotte. What did you kind of see from him in the portal that made him a logical target for you guys?
Deshaun has really good natural scoring instincts. He's got great hands. When he has the ball in space, he's really difficult to defend because he can drive it at you, finish both ways. He's a guy that has a good basketball feel and IQ. He can make passes and plays for his teammates. And then on the defensive side, he's somebody that's intelligent and can provide rim protection. So he had a lot of the skills and attributes that we would desire in his position. And he's continued to lean into the habits and the consistency on a day-to-day basis of what we demand. And we've seen each week progress from him, which has been really, really good.
Are you guys, Milan and Noah, are they going overseas here at some point?
Noah is playing in the FIBA with the Lithuanian under-18 team, and so he left Sunday. He took off for his flight, so he'll be playing with them. And Milan is here with us for the summer, so he doesn't do any of the international stuff at this point.
What do you think Noyes can gain from that experience? I know he's been over there before, but maybe after being here a few weeks, what can he kind of add?
I think, the 5 weeks here hopefully will serve him well in terms of, you're playing against 22, 23-year-old experienced guys. It's physical in our practices. And I would hope that as he, goes forward and he's playing guys that are 17, 18 years old, that he's able to take some of those physical things, apply them. Hopefully his confidence takes a step forward because of what he's accomplished in a short period of time here. And I think anytime you have those experiences, there's a chance for you to see what else is out there, play against some of the best players in the world, and then reassess where you're at and what you need to do to continue to hone your craft and build your game.
How would you describe the, internal fortitude of DeMaran, given he's been asked sometimes to do very specific roles, and sometimes that role is not big, but he's got to maximize what he does in that role, and seemingly has done that over and over and over again throughout his time here.
Well, DeMaran's game, he provides some things that our team doesn't always get from others, and what he's able to do in guarding some bigger wings is helpful. He's been great and impactful on the glass. His cutting off the ball has been something that we've come to count on, and I think overall he's a guy that our guys are really happy for and they appreciate who he is as a teammate and who he is as a guy every day. And so his plays, when he makes positive plays, they're worth a lot more because the energy it brings to the group. So he's worked tirelessly on shooting a three-point shot. We're seeing him shoot the basketball with confidence, which is something that's going to be huge as well. So look forward to him continuing to take positive steps forward. But he's had a really productive offseason to this point.
What does it say about DeMaran that he's kind of stayed here through some of the challenges of not playing as much, showing some flashes? He seems to kind of be on like the old school college player career arc where he can now step into a big role as an upperclassman.
Yeah, well, I think for a guy like him, he's continuing to realize if he puts the time in and he invests in our program, you'll continue to elevate yourself. And, when you come in as a true freshman like he did, and we didn't really know what, we would be looking for him in that first year. And we had a lot of injuries, and so he was kind of in and out. Wasn't real sure what his place in the lineup, what it was. Last year, I think, even though maybe the minutes were similar, his role was more consistent. What it says about him is that he's a guy that looks in the mirror and realizes, I want to keep getting better. This is a place where my coaches believe in me. I've got to continue to do the work. I've got to continue to invest. And we've seen a different work ethic from him this offseason than we did the one prior in terms of what he's doing in the weight room, how his body's changing, what he's doing with his shooting on the court, the time he's putting in. And so I think those things say a lot about him. So overall, great to see that he's wanted to continue to be on this journey, and we're going to continue to challenge him to be the best that he can be.
Every group's different, but given the exacting standards for the daily habits, given the defensive intensity that starts day one in June, how has this group in particular responded to and absorbed all of that and integrated it, and now you've been hope, I guess, is coming right along?
Yeah, when you have more guys, more continuity, especially veteran guys that have produced at the level that some of our guys have in years past, it gives you a place that when you start, there's a clear picture of what it needs to look like, because you have guys who have done it who can say, this is what this needs to look like. So that's certainly benefited us. It's allowed us to continue to make some progress, probably a little bit sooner in some other areas than what we've been able to do in past years, because guys have that foundational, those fundamentals, some of those base habits. Certainly don't take it for granted every single day. We're guarding the basketball, we're closing out, we're blocking out, we're doing all those fundamental things. But what it's done is it's allowed us to explore some other things. It's allowed us to offensively look at, some different possibilities. It's allowed us to look at different guys at different positions and combinations. So certainly don't take it for granted. We have to fight and earn it every single day. But I feel like there was, from a coaching standpoint, from a leadership standpoint, our team, a very workmanlike approach right out of the box, that we knew the effort and the standards that we need to uphold, and that allows you to accomplish more things in other areas.
Who's made the most progress over this offseason?
Again, I don't know if I could say who's made the most. I'd say there's a few guys that stand out with what they've done this summer. I've already mentioned Deshaun, how he's continued every week to make progress. That's been huge. Kurt Jones is really played with a lot of confidence and has really stepped up for us. I think day in and day out, he's been somebody that we've really been able to count on. His aggressiveness offensively that we saw toward the end of the year, he's carried that over into the summer workouts for sure. Outside of that, I think all of the new guys that have come in have had a very workmanlike approach, and we just talked about DeMaran and what he's done. So I don't know that I can necessarily say one guy's done more or stood out more, but I think there's a lot of guys making progress.
You guys getting any more positive reports on Josh Jefferson, where maybe he can join you before the end of workouts, or is it going to be into the fall kind of thing?
Yeah, so Joshua's status is just a little bit behind Taman's in terms of what our training staff has said. I mean, for him right now, he's integrating as well and back into our team's activities, not 5-on-5, but some of the 5-on-0 and some of the drill work. What we're looking for him is just continue to have that confidence in his mobility, continue to increase his conditioning, and then just overall, I think for his body to get to the point where he feels great about it. I think it's a mental part too. So not entirely sure if that will be. We have 2.5 weeks left of the summer, and if you're not out there now, it's hard to say for sure if you'll be out there by the end. But we don't anticipate anything that would prevent him from being out there right away when we start in the fall. If he's back prior to that or not, it's hard to say at this point.
I know you're not on social media, but your guys' social media team has tweeted out videos of Summer Olympic drills or different activities you guys have done. What are those, and I guess what's the value of them?
Yeah, we took 1 week and just mixed it up and did a lot of 3-on-3, 4-on-4 competition, and we said we're going to keep a medal count and go through and decide who's the champions based on how your team does. So really it's more about trying to do the things that we do within the framework that we do them, and making sure the guys are having fun, making sure there's different ways to challenge them, different things to think about. Certainly with the Olympics coming this summer, just a theme that we threw out there and gave guys an opportunity to compete and stand on the medal stand if they were fortunate enough to win a medal.
With, like you said, about 2.5 weeks left, is there anything holistically that you're still looking to see from this group as they kind of wrap up summer?
I think more now it's just things that you come together as a group. Now everybody knows each other, and it's natural the first few weeks of the summer for new guys to feel like they're outsiders trying to meld or blend their way in. Where now you get to a point in the summer where this is our team and these are our guys, and everybody feels that way. So I believe a big part of the summer is building that chemistry and that culture and those personalities. Even more than some of the basketball things, it's bringing that group together so that they know that when they come into the fall, they've already accomplished something together. They've already achieved some things. Like that allows you to hit the ground running when the fall starts, and that's what we're going to aim to do.
I know every summer guys talk about things that bring them together off the court, and in the past I've heard a lot about bowling, and this summer we've heard a lot about golf. Has that always been there, or is that kind of a bit more of a big passion for guys?
Yeah, I think there's been a few more guys on the team this year that are into golf for whatever reason. We try to do as many things we can together as a team. So whether it's pickleball, volleyball, dodgeball, kickball, we have a lot of team activities and things we do together outside of our normal regimen. And I think we still have many of those opportunities left. So specifically with the golf, I think some of our guys that hadn't golfed have tried. Some of our guys who had done it in the past, maybe they're going to do it some more. So I know that's one way that guys have kind of built those relationships quicker.
July obviously presents an eval opportunity down in the South. What is the importance of you guys being able to go down to South Carolina and see so many high school prospects this time of the year?
Yeah, I mean, for us, we're always going to prioritize what we're doing on campus and these workouts and our guys. So I don't always do the best job of getting right out to those events, because what's most important to me is what's happening here and the guys that are here. When we are able to get to those opportunities, what's important to us is we evaluate early, especially guys within the region, that our coaches, they do a terrific job identifying who those guys are and then putting together a plan in place to build and cultivate those relationships over time. We'll always believe that recruiting less guys and looking at guys that we really see something special in, who want to be Cyclones and believe in our program or have a connection to our program, those will be the right guys for us. And our staff's done a great job of putting us in position to evaluate those guys, cultivate those relationships, and then hopefully stay the course through their decision-making process.